All right. I'm trying to get I'm trying to get Giovanni's attention, which I got. Okay. This camera angle's a little weird. I don't know if I'm sitting in the wrong place or I don't know what's going on here. Okay. All right. I am just dealing with the morning. Hang on. There are words, and I'll get there. And I'm just, my mom called me yesterday to let me know that, they have decided they're going, my cousin Karen, they're going to go ahead and cremate her. And they're going to do I don't know what they're going to call it. A funeral, memorial, celebration of life. I don't know. But it looks like he's going to do it in the spring. Because he wants to sprinkle her ashes in the river, which is what we did for my Aunt Mary. So it looks like it's going to be a minute. So I have some time. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah. So I'm just discombobulated. And it's going to be like that for a little bit. And it is what it is. So I apologize for but I have responsibilities and I am still going to do them. And I know how much this benefits me. So if you'll just pardon me getting my feet underneath me in the morning, then we'll get on and do this. So we are going to finish up the chapter 9 today in A New Design for Living. So let's do the housekeeping really quick. Housekeeping is me reminding you, we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. Website is creativelife.org. Constant contact email, info@creativelife.org. That will get you one email a week, tells you what's going on for the week and the month, and the hot links are hot. So it will take you right to the information you want or the person that can help you get it. It will also, it's a blind CC. So nobody will see your email. You won't end up on anybody else's email list because of us. And when I said one a week, I meant that simply because it's a real person doing it. He doesn't have time for more than that. And if you get more than one, it's because something unusual has happened. We live on the Texas Gulf Coast. It's usually weather related. So, that's all I know for right now. And the last thing, I always mention the social media, and I only mention the social media from the standpoint of we do not monetize it. We don't want to deal with the ads anymore, and you do. So what we ask you to do instead is go like, subscribe, follow, based on which platform you are on. And that will, and then engage with the individual post by reacting to the post, commenting on the post, sharing the post. It bumps us in the algorithms. More people see our stuff. So, yeah, more people see our stuff. Yeah. I'm sorry. I told you, I'm discombobulated. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark, and I am the running Rev Ryan across the social medias that I am on. I do speak English most days. Some days I speak gibberish, and today looks like a gibberish day. So it's okay. All right. Now we are finishing up chapter 9 in A New Design for Living. And what I like to say about this, the way I describe this book is this is the process of science of mind. What I've decided to say is that science of mind is a religion for government paperwork. We're not really a religion. We don't teach what to believe. We teach you how to believe. And why belief is important. Okay. What you believe is between you and the divine. That's not our business. We're really more of a philosophy, a way of life. That's what this is. That is exactly what this is. So, that is what he is teaching us. It's like, here's why it's important that you do this, and understand that a lot of the why, like why this works, we don't know. And the possibility is we may never know, and we're highly unlikely to know in this present material incarnation. The next one, well, that's between, again, you and the divine. And it was towards the end of his career. And basically he said, look, we got to get this process down on paper. And that's the really interesting thing, is just because Jesse has been reminding us lately that when we treat for something, when we pray for something, the universe doesn't just hand us whatever we've treated for, whatever we prayed for. It hands us a process. He just put it down in paper, on paper. So, all right. It's been a fun little book. We're closing in on, we're almost there, almost halfway through. So let's finish up this chapter. And I like it. And I may have done this wrong. It may say you wonderful experience. It's actually your wonderful experience. So I may have to edit that. Because, here we are. So your wonderful experience from chapter 9, you are creative. In view of this, who can set any limit to the possibility of their advancement? Who would dare set a limit on the expression of God through them? By what means, by what authority do we deprive ourselves of being that greater person we can be, except through our own ignorance, our own blindness, our refusal to open our mind and ideas? Why do we insist on living within the limited confines of narrow thinking that refuses to recognize or make use of innate creativity? The limitless productivity of the universe is within our reach, would we but take the trouble to reach. We need to wake up and look at things differently. We need to take a long look at life and start to think differently about it. Life will always be life, but what it can mean to us depends upon what we think it can mean to us. I guess right now he's saying it's all about perspective. Once we dare to stick our heads out of the cave of morbid, depressed, and limited thinking, we will find that a whole new world exists. The kind of world that we thought existed only in our fondest dreams. It is real and can become an actuality for us. Since our lives are primarily mental, an activity of consciousness, it would naturally follow that we should come to believe that something wonderful, new, and original, something continuously expansive, is happening to us at all times. On the other hand, how much of our time is spent in denying ourselves the privilege of entering into a greater degree of livingness? We are possibly bound by more negative ideas than we will ever realize. We keep saying, I cannot, I don't know how, I lack the opportunity, everything is against me. All of these statements are flat denials of life itself and the creative flow of it through us. And what should be a constructive and expanding faith in accord with the creative nature of our thought becomes a limiting, contracting one. The result, we use the very power that should set us free to bind ourselves. Thought is a two-edged sword. It can be used to cut a pathway into a glorious future, or it can be used to cut down and sap every bit of life out of us. Perhaps nothing is good or bad in our experience except as thinking makes it so. Now, Ernest is not really good about citing his sources. That is a Shakespeare quote. Maybe not a direct Shakespeare quote, but Shakespeare is where I've heard that before. Because Jesse quotes it. Things are neither good nor bad, it's thinking that makes them so, is the Shakespeare quote. So he just quoted Shakespeare. Which was really funny because we were, Bible Wisdom started last night. And I've taken the class before, and I've probably taken it more than once. It's just a really good class, and I really enjoy it. And, it's like, I'm enjoying being in a class with a bunch of people. So, and getting to know some other people. And that's one of the things that Jesse said last night, about Ernest not citing his sources and mingling Bible quotes. So, here we are. Okay. In this connection, it is very simple. Okay, hang on. Let me try that again. In this connection, it is a very simple matter to reverse the entire process. The creative action is continuous. We but change our thought. That's why he's got a book called Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. You literally change your mind. Wonders can result if we can do this. If we can come to believe we are living in God and God is expressing itself through us. And if we can apply this thought continuously to everything we do until at last it becomes an automatic reaction, then we shall find ourselves on the road to greater freedom and happiness and joy in living. And that really is kind of the goal here, is to do this until it becomes automatic. It takes about 21 days to create a habit. And I will tell you that psychology says you don't break a habit, you replace a habit. And so that's what you want to do, is every time you catch yourself thinking that negative limiting thought, then you want to replace it with a positive constructive thought. You don't want to beat yourself up for the negative thought. That's not going to do any good. That's actually more on the, it's just kind of piling on. So what you want to do is when you catch yourself with that negative limiting thought, replace it with a positive constructive thought. And you keep doing that until that negative limiting thought that you were having is gone and is replaced automatically with that positive thought. It's one of the reasons why I'm a big advocate for using dry erase markers and writing on the mirror. You brush your teeth at least twice a day. It means you're going to see whatever positive affirmation you wrote on that mirror twice a day. I know that there was a brief period of time early on in my Science of Mind career where I was struggling with just people in my space. People in my mental space. And I just needed better shields, for lack of a better word. And so what I did was I posted a treatment, a little protection prayer, I guess, on my front door. And so as I'm walking out the front door, I see the protection prayer, I do the protection prayer, and I get through my day a lot better. So, and so it's like, what you got to do is post these constructive thoughts where you will see them, especially, if you're having those, post it. If you notice that there's a particular place that you tend to have, and the mirrors can be one, especially for women, mirrors can be one. So, post on that place where you're having that negative thought, post the positive one. Dry erase markers, writing on the mirror, or just post a beautiful, post a beautiful picture that stimulates that. It's, technique. Okay. Let's wrap up the chapter, because he always does this wrap up in, italics. So let's see what he's got to wrap this chapter up with. The creative power of the universe is at a focal point in the conscious mind of humanity. At the level of humanity, humanity is a co-creator with God. At the level of people, the person is a co-creator with God. The creative factor within humanity is ceaseless in its activity, which people cannot deny without denying the flow of life through them. The creative ability that resides within humanity's thoughts may be used as they see fit, and they may design any kind of life that they desire to experience. And just a brief reminder to wrap this chapter up. Don't get caught up in the material. Okay? Don't get caught up in the material. Let the material follow the feeling. Okay? It's one of the reasons why Jesse does the red car model. Basically, he hands out little red sports cars. And then we all sit around and we talk about the feelings that the red sports car would give us. And then the goal is to have the feelings before you get the red sports car. Okay? So we're talking about this. We're talking about the creativity. And yes, we're talking about creating material things, but don't get caught by the material things, because then you can't have the feelings without the material things. And that's not the goal. The goal is to be able to experience the full range of human emotion, and not bind them to material levels. Okay? Which is why people who don't have a whole lot of money can be a whole lot happier than people who do have a whole lot of money, because their happiness is not bound to the material. It is bound to the people around them, the experiences that they are having, like creating art, or being together, or just like watching sunrises and sunsets. Because, yeah, that's what I'm talking. So, yes, in the long run, these will create material experiences, but that's not the goal. Don't bind it to that, because that very act will limit you. So, all right, I need to wrap up. So I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a take care of yourself day, and make sure you make time to sit down day and rest day, a cuddle your fur babies day, an enjoy the sunshine day, a drink plenty of water day, a you got this day, a taking care of business day, a I'm done day. A good day. And if that is too much pressure, you believe me, I understand. Sometimes it is, because right now it's a lot of pressure right now on me. Simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are spirit in motion, God in action, a brilliant light, a divine spark. You are a beautiful masterpiece and a work in progress at the same time, at your own pace. Okay? And as Reverend Jesse likes to call it, you are a godling. So explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be, because the divine knows you to be good. And from there, anything is possible. Anything at all is possible. All right, beloveds. Take care of yourself. Oh, wait, hang on. Reverend David should be on. Reverend David should be on around 5. We all know he could be on any time between 4 and 11, but I'll be back with you around 9:15 tomorrow. Take care of yourself, because we're going to start chapter 10, which is a new outlook. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. I will see you.